So for these types of problems, we have to recognize that it's a trinomial. Do you guys agree that this is a trinomial? In what form is this in? It's in standard form. So if it's in standard form, how do we normally factor? Because that's the question. It's going to say factor. But right now, because we're in perfect square trinomials, you guys are so zoned in on just perfect square trinomials. I need you to open your peripheral vision a little bit and make sure you understand that this is a factoring method. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay, so we are in perfect square trinomials. How do we get to recognize that it's a perfect square trinomial? We're going to do the square root of 64y squared. Make sure you include the y squared in there. Megan, can you tell me what the square root of 64y squared is? 8. Right, is it just the positive value? Positive end? And negative. But which one are you going to take? Positive 8y. Okay, now we do the square root of what? Good. What is that? Or? Good. So I want you guys, when you do your work, to always put that plus or minus, and then right next to it, which one are we going to take? Why are we taking the positive 6? How can you determine that? Right. The b value is positive, so we're going to take the positive square root. So now we need to do our check. The check is done by taking those square roots, so 8y, and multiplying it by the other square root, which is 6, and multiplying it by 2, always by 2. So then we take a look. 8y times 6 is 48y. 48y times 2 is 96 y. So don't forget that y, and we could put a check mark saying, yep, this works. So if it does work, that means we can factor it using a shortcut method, which is called the perfect square. Okay, and what times what will give us 64y squared? We already decided that it was 8y. And then what times what gives us 36? Plus 6. So this number goes there. This number goes there.
So do you do the check before you plug it in?
You do the check before you plug it in, because if the check doesn't end up working, are we allowed to do that? No. So if the check doesn't work, that means we can't factor using the method of perfect square trinomial. We'd have to go back and try the A times C and B chart, so your product sum chart. Okay? Let's do one with the negative because it's slightly different. Jacob, what do I do? Square root of?
X.
Nope. Square root of x.
Squared.
Yep. Which is?
X.
Positive or?
Negative x.
Good. Which one are you going to take?
Positive.
Yeah. And then you do the square root of?
49.
Okay. What does that give? Plus or minus? Help him out.
7.
Yeah. But Jacob, which one am I going to take?
Negative.
Perfect. So let's do a check. Go ahead.
X times 7. Times negative 7.
Good.
Times 2.
Okay. Notice how I used a dot? It's just another symbol for multiplication. Just because there's an x and a times, I don't want to use the same thing. So what is x times negative 7 times 2?
This could be negative 14x.
Okay. So which means that does end up working. So tell me what your factored answer will be.
X times 7
Times?
or minus 7 squared.
Good. All right.